Hello students, welcome back to the class. During the last class we have discussed about Bharatiya Janata Party, that is also one of the important national party. Now we will discuss about which is the third important national party of India, Communist Party of India. Okay, that is one of the important national party which is called as Communist Party of India. Children, already when you are learning about national party definitions, we should never forget any party if they secure 6% of seats in Lok Sabha, or if any other party, or else one more criteria, if any party which were recognized in 4 states and if they secured at least 4% of seats, then that party also called as national party. Okay, in assembly election, for example, there is another party if it is recognized in 4 states, and in assembly elections if they recognized in 4 states and they secured 4% of seats, then that is called as national party. Two definitions should be matched. Now if you see the Communist Party of India, this is the second important national party. Okay, this Communist Party of India was mainly formed in 1925. So in 1925 the Communist Party of India was mainly formed, and this was mainly relied mostly on trade unions. So Communist Party of India is mainly relies on trade unions. Trade unions means you know that the trade unions are mainly established by the workers to protect the interest of the workers, to protect the interest and security of the workers. Trade unions will be established. They played a very important role. Okay, they will protect the interest of workers. So if you see that most of the communist parties are mainly depends on trade unions, workers support, and trade unions means that's only the group of the workers. Okay, so these trade unions are mainly confined to urban industrial belts. Wherever industries are there only we can find trade unions actively will function. So actually the trade unions mainly we can find in industrial zone, because in industrial areas only main we can find workers, and wherever the workers will be there we can find trade union organization have established. And particularly we can find there are many states, like if you see Bombay, okay, or either if you see Madras, either if you see Kanpur, either if you see Ahmedabad, or else Ranchi, or else Telangana. Okay children, so these are the urban industrial belts. In this urban industrial belts, these are the places where the trade unions have actually functioning. So most of the trade unions will function actively. So these are the places we can find. One is called Bombay, one is called Madras, one is called Kanpur, one is called Ahmedabad, one is called Ranchi, and one is Telangana. So these are the places where you can find trade unions will function actually, etc. Now I am going forward here. The Communist Party have extended its activities. Okay, most of the organization activities the Communist Party have extended. Not only it is confined to trade unions, but also they have extended their activities towards Kisan. Kisans are nothing but farmers. Tenant farmers. What is meant by tenant farmers? Children, tenant farmers, Kisan means the farmers who have their own land, who are working on the own land or who are working in his own field. Tenant farmers are nothing but who have taken land for rent. Any farmers who have taken land for rent, they were called as tenant farmers. And the third important thing is agricultural laborers. Okay, agricultural labor means suppose the farmers who are quite working on the land of others. Whenever the farmers, agricultural laborers means who are working on the land of others. Tenant farmers means what? Tenant farmers and agricultural labor difference is, in tenant farmers he have no land. Agricultural laborers also does not have his own land. Difference is there here. In tenant farmers, what he will do? The farmers will acquire the land for rent. He will get a piece of land he will get for rent for the period of 1 year or 2 years. But agricultural labor will not do. Agricultural labor completely relies upon other lands. So agricultural laborers are mainly working on the land of others. So this is a main difference between Kisan, tenant farmers, and agricultural labor. That is one point. So here the Communist Party, they mainly not only they are supporting the workers, but also they will support farmers. Okay, so they have extended their organized activities for Kisans. They have extended their organization activities in tenant farmers and agricultural laborers also. Next we'll go forward. Communist Party have organized Telangana peasant struggle. Okay, this is one of the famous struggle children in Telangana. So this struggle was mainly organized by Communist Party of India. They have organized the Telangana peasant struggle in 1948 to 1951. At last, this movement was suppressed. Okay, at last this Telangana peasant armed struggle was completely suppressed. So this is one point. Next, during the post-independent period, what is meant by post-independent period? After independence. During this post-independent period, if you see that this Communist Party have adopted various parliamentary politics and they contested in elections. Parliamentary politics and they contested in elections. So Communist Party of India, they decided to contest elections. Okay, they started contesting elections, general elections, etc. So normally in general elections and state election, Communist Party of India, they played a very important role. Now most of the Communist Party was splitted. So most of the Communist Party was splitted. The splitted was mainly occurred because of the ideology. Okay, because of their ideology, most of the Communist Party was completely splitted into various parts. Next we'll go forward. But at present, if you see, the Communist Party was remained and restricted to only few states. Once upon a time, the communism was very popular. 1920s, when we are talking communism, many Indian leaders were also greatly inspired by this party. But slowly, the party is losing its power. Okay, now it is restricted with only few countries like West Bengal. We can find particularly Kerala, Telangana, Bihar. These are the places where, okay, in these are the places only the Communist Party have been restricted. Okay, this is the point. So once again, we'll go forward, students. So we are discussing mainly upon National Party. So in that party we have discussed that if any party have secured 6% of seats, if any party have secured 6% of seats in Lok Sabha, okay, then that party have called as National Party. Or if the party are recognized in 4 states, if that party have recognized in 4 states and if they secured in as 4% of seats, then that is also called as National Party. So in the last class we have discussed about Bharatiya Janata Party. In this class we are discussing about Communist Party of India, which is the third important party. Communist Party of India was mainly formed in 1925. In 1925 the Communist Party of India was formed, and mainly this party is mainly relying upon the trade union. So trade unions are mainly established to protect the interest of the workers, and most of the trade unions are set up in industrial areas and industrial belt and industrial zones. Only mainly you can find trade unions. Why? Because most of the trade unions will provide benefit to the workers and they will provide the interest to the workers. So most of the trade unions are restricted with urban industrial belt. For example, Bombay, Madras, Kanpur, Ahmedabad, Ranchi, Telangana, these are the places industrial belts are heavy. So in these areas we can find trade unions are very actually functions. Okay. On the other hand, the trade unions are not only extending the corporations to the workers who are lying in the industrial belt, they have extending corporations even to various organization activities like farmers. So first the trade unions are supporting Kisans, farmers. They are supporting the tenant farmers as well as agricultural laborers. Normally when you are seeing, farmers are of 3 types. The farmers who have their own land, they were Kisans only. The farmers who have no land and who have taken land for rent, they comes under tenant farmers. The farmers completely have no land, he is completely working on the other land as a labor, then he will be called as agricultural labor. Now, so Communist Party have provided various supports to Kisan. They have provided various support to tenant farmers as well as agricultural laborers. Now, on the other hand, if you see, this Communist Party was very popular because we know that the famous movement Telangana Peasant Armed Struggle was mainly organized by Communist Party. Later it was suppressed in 1951. But armed forces have completely suppressed this Telangana armed struggle. Now, when we are talking after the independence, means the post-independent period, okay, this Communist Party were started taking parts in the politics, in the elections. They started taking part, okay, but they didn't got much support. Okay, once upon a time the Communist Party was widely spread all over the states, but slowly the Communist Party is losing its control. Now when you are seeing the Communist Party even splitted into 2 parts because of that ideology, because of some differences between the ideas, that Communist Party again splitted into 2 parts. Okay, Now if you see that Communist Party was restricted with only few states like Bihar, Telangana, Kerala and West Bengal only. Only in these states we can find Communist Party has been restricted, but you can't find any points. So children, now in this point we are discussing about the Communist Party of India. This is also one of the important topic. Okay, last class we have discussed about Bharatiya Janata Party. In this class we are discussing about Communist Party of India. In the last class when we have discussed what are the aims and ambition. The Communist Party has also certain aims. They wanted to uplift the farmers as well as workers. This is the first aim. They wanted to improve the standard of living of the workers. Okay, they wanted to improve the health conditions among farmers as well as workers. They wanted both farmers and workers should lead a dignified life. Okay, Communist Party wanted the farmers and workers should lead a dignified life. Farmers should get rights over the land. Industries and workers should get rights over the industries. This is the main aim of Communist Party. So lands must be given to the farmers and industrial rights must be given to the workers. This is the main aim of Communist Party. Today if you see, the Communist Party was restricted with only few states, particularly in West Bengal. Communist Party was very active. Okay, Kerala, etc. Okay children, we will meet you in the next class with the new topic of new political parties. Thank you very much everybody. We will meet you in the next class.